Hello to everyone. Welcome. This is the second info webinar we do on our PhD in Sustainable Development and Climate Change, and specifically on the open call for application. This is the second one because we just had last week, 10 days ago actually, the first info webinar in which we provided information, general information on our PhD, and some also suggestions on how to prepare the submission, and specifically the research proposal and the letter of purpose for the call. Today, we will go a little bit more into the practical side, because we would like to show you the platform we use to collect all the submissions. And together with me, there are Fabio Negri and Chiara Mussi from the Secretary. You will probably have contact with them through the email. And me, my name is Mario Martina. I'm the PhD coordinator. And I'm very, very happy to spend these hour and so with you to welcome your questions and to provide answers you probably have in order to understand better how our PhD works and all the mechanisms and procedures to apply for our call for application. Just two general information. Let me copy in the chat a list of links you may probably find useful. These links are related to our websites, and the website is very useful to have information about our course, about the research program, about the educational program, information about the curriculum and the 6 curricula actually. We are splitted the research program into. And you will find also in the session how to apply information about the call. I also copy the links to our social websites. And on the last link you see there, there is a direct link to the first webinar we did 10 days ago. We might probably organize another webinar in the following weeks, just before the deadline, the beginning of July, to collect the last doubts and questions you may have on the application. Last information I would like to give you is that this presentation is very practical, but if you want to have more information on the scientific side, and especially if you want to have information on specific research topics, in the program you will find a list of the research topics, and for each research topics there is a reference person who is a professor or a researcher who originally proposed that research topic. I absolutely invite you to feel free to write to him or her to ask about the research topics. If you want to have some suggestions, they probably cannot give you directly suggestions on a draft of research proposal. That is not the aim of this contact, because a research proposal will be evaluated by a commission. They can give you information about the research topics, and they can give you advice on how to prepare the research proposal. But please do not ask them to read and review your research topic. That is not is out of the scope of the contact. Okay, after this brief introduction, I again thank Fabio and Chiara. I leave the floor to Fabio, and I will be here to answer to your questions at the end of the presentation, when all of us, Fabio, Chiara, and Mario, in the different roles we have, we try to answer to your questions. Please, Fabio.
Let me share the screen. We'll go through some slides at the beginning. So this is how to apply for the PhD SDC course in the year 2023-2024. You need to head to the website phd-sdc.it, tap in the upper menu on how to apply, and reading carefully the call for application. There are useful information you must know, and then download the call from the button download call. You will need to register on the platform that is called PICA, inserting your detail as your name, address, email, date and country of birth, and wait for the confirmation email to validate the registration procedure. After this, you are ready for your for filling the call for application. You will have this kind of login. This is my login. It's a dummy login, so I will skip some of the most common steps on the procedure. We go there. You have to select Use Pavia and the call for application. You will not find an application here, so you go to New Submission, and from the New Submission you will have the index. The first personal data and address are the ones you have recorded and registered in the PICA platform. Here there are mine, obviously. And after this, you have to save and proceed to the second step of the application. You have the information notice on personal data treatment. We need to have your approval to treat your data. So this is everything you need to check. You can read everything, every detail here.
Yeah, sorry, Fabio, if I
Go,
interrupt
Mario.
you. No, what I would like to highlight is that you can see for each instruction, the instructions are in Italian and in English. So you can see the first part is in Italian, then you have a slash, and the second part is in English. This is to facilitate everybody without, having different interfaces. So if you are an English speaker, you can concentrate on the second part. You can easily find the instruction there. So don't be scared by the first words in Italian, because you will find instruction in English afterwards. Thank you, Fabio. Sorry.
Also, in the form, in the application, you can find some hyperlinks. As an example, this one on the privacy policy information. If you would like to go on the document to read the document, you can do it in an easy way. Sorry, I think I have some lag on the internet, but it's usually more fast. Okay, here you will find on the use website all the details on the privacy policy, and then you can save and proceed. Now we have some other declarations that are the most common in a call for application. So you have to check you have read the rule. You are aware of the penalties that if you testimony the false. Also, you will have to oblige to the Italian government laws and authorize our school for your personal data. Also, if you need some extra times and some more assistance, you have to check the box to need the following assistance and or extra time, you will need the kind of support needed and upload the certificate of the assistance request. After this, you can go on, and this is the main page of the call for application. Now we are entering the PhD course in its full swing. You have the Corso di Dottorato Nazionale, so the Sustainable Development and Climate Change PhD. When you select the course, there will be a window that will give you all the list of the single curriculum. The thing that I suggest at this point is to have beforehand the research program, or write down on a paper the codes of the scholarship you would like to apply to. In my case, I suppose I want to go to the CU4 and check for CU414, CU45, and CU41. When I have my three preferences, the main thing is that you can have three choices for one CU, and you will have to present the research proposal for the first choice you have. In this case, you can see I have the 14th, the 5th, and the 1st, but I want to present and to be admitted in first choice to CU401. It is simple. I just need to push on the arrow, and this is my order of preferences. So my preferences will be 4.1, 4.14, and 4.5.
Yeah, Fabio, can I interrupt here?
Of course, always.
Yeah, I want to stress the importance of this order, because once you selected these scholarships, the order will be taken into consideration by the commission. When at the final rank, if you obtain the eligibility to all the scholarships you have applied to, you will be requested to confirm or not the first scholarship available in the order of preference. You will not have anymore the choice between these three. So if the scholarship CU4.01, so CU4.1, is still available when we reach you in the ranking, you can choose, you can accept or not the scholarship. In the case you do not accept, you will not have the possibility to choose the second or the third one, okay? If scholarship CU401 is not anymore available, then you will be asked whether you want to consider to take CU414 and so on. I hope this is clear. And as Fabio was saying before going to this part of the application, please make sure to download the call for application. The call of application is a document very long, sorry, but it's probably useful to have just in one document. Here you have the rules of the call for application. If you scroll down after you read the rules, you can find here the list of all the topics with a link that if you press, you can go there. For each scholarship, you want to make sure to write down the scholarship code here on the upper right corner. Then you have all the useful information, the title, the reference person that you can contact, writing to him or her. They are already noticed that they can receive email from you, candidates, the host university, the research keywords, giving you already an idea of what is the research about, the reference European Research Council sectors, the reference SDGs, and then the description of the topic, the description of the research team, the suggested skills for this research topic. This is a section that the reference person has written in order to guide you which is the best choice, okay? in order to match the suggested skills. Then information about the source of the fundings, the period of research abroad for all is a minimum of 6 months abroad, and if or not is planned a period of internship. Okay, so you can go through all this information, and once you find the scholarship which is interesting for you, you can proceed with the platform. Here is the list again, sorry, here's the list. You can find the title, and once you find your scholarship, you can go there and collect all the information. Thank you, Fabio.
Just one more thing to add to what Mario said is that please check when you check for on the research program the code of the scholarship, please also check the host university, because your PhD course will be for 3 years and your research will be mainly at the host university. So if the host university is, let's put it, Milan or Rome, you will have to stay in Rome or Milan for the most part of your course. Next step is the qualifications needed for the selection. So the first is, if you are a graduated Italian or foreign degree, I will check for the foreign degree first and then for the Italian degree also. What is the degree level? Is MSc in bioengineering at the university. You will have to type the university there and the country. What was the measure and the date, the day when you have your measure, I say 4th of April. The graduation academic year, that in this case is 2023, sorry. And your grade, usually you will have a global grade that we say it will be 45 on 50. And when you put the numbers in those fields, you will have the conversion in the Italian graduating system that is on base 110. You put the thesis title and the dissertation supervisor. After that, you have to upload the master degree certificate. So you have to go to upload. I select the file. The most important thing here is that you need to have your document in PDF format. So basically, those are all, sorry, those are fake documents, but anyway. And the transcript of the undertaken exams. That may be this one. After that, I will have my research proposal. The research proposal must be between 1K and 2.5K words, except bibliography. And it must be related to the scholarship selected at first choice, and in my case was 414. With an abstract of at maximum 250 words, the scope and research questions, the methodology you would like to use, the expected results and the impact of your proposal, and obviously the document must be in English. You have this in PDF format, and then you will send it here. The letter of purpose.
May I interrupt
Yes,
you?
Mario.
Thank you. So about the research proposal, this is a very important document to evaluate your capability to propose a research. We do not expect that you are already expert of a specific field to write a complete research project. This is just a proposal, but imagine that you write this proposal in order to let the Commission understand the capability of designing a research, understanding which are the main questions, research questions, the scope of the work, what is your idea of the methodologies and tools that you can use. The structure that Fabio showed before is just a guideline, suggestions to make the document more readable. And all the research proposal should be written in English. So please try to be brief and straight to the point, because 1,000 or 2,500 words is a range of about between 2 and 4 pages. And that is not a long essay. So you need to be very straight to the point. Thank you, Fabio.
We have also the letter of purpose that is 500 words, and it must include the reasons for you to apply for the research project. Always related to the first you have listed, and if needed, if you can sum it in 500 words also for your second and third choice. You need to mention here your relevant skills and experience and upload it. There is not a template, it's just a Word document that you can print in a PDF format and then upload here. When you have uploaded there, we go to the high school diploma, where you have to type in the name of the diploma, the year awarded, and the school. And after that, we have the additional statements. Let me be extra clear on this. This is something we have to ask for the government law. So if you have a research fellowship awarded by an Italian institution, you will need to say yes and include from when, to when, and where. If you have not a research fellowship, just put it no and go ahead. The same is for the applicant that may be employed by the following public administration. There's always, you have to indicate the company where you are applying, where you're working to. Also, you will have to declare to speak the following languages, and the most important thing is we say the course will be all in English, basically. So the most important thing is the English language. If you have other languages, you can put them here. So the additional statements are only questions we need to ask you and you to be filled before you go on with the application. On the next and final page, you will have the other documents to attach, and it's the passport with the number, with the expiry date, the curriculum vitae, that is your CV, and you should have a CV to upload here, and also other academic qualification. On the other academic qualification is not a mandatory field, but if you think that some of your academic qualifications may be a good point for the committee on your application, put them all in a PDF file and upload them here. After this, you have to go back to the dashboard, and we go back here. You have to be very sure in the dashboard to press the sign and submit button. So you will have to download the admission document, print the document, and sign the document. Scan the document in OneDoc only and include your identity document if you have not uploaded it in the registration form. Upload the scanned document and press send the application. So once you have filled all the questions and the documents in the procedure, download the admission document, print it, sign it, and upload in a new PDF on the platform. After this, you push send the application. In order to be extra clear and not let you down with the procedure, you have to receive within some hours a confirmation email. If in one day you will not receive the confirmation email, I strongly suggest you first to check in the spam folder, and if there is nothing there, contact the office immediately so we can help to check what's up to your application. I always strongly suggest to avoid the last days and hours to submit the application, because we don't know if we run with the overflow with the server, if your application will come to the office or not. So the key points are the deadline for application, that is 1 p.m. Italian time on the 17th of July. The admission requirements are a master degree or equivalent qualification. And if you are to pursuing the degree, you have to obtain it within the 20th of December of this year. The online application procedure is on PhD SDC up menu, how to apply, login, register, or register if you do not have the account ready. And then please remember to have beforehand a valid ID document, the curriculum vitae, the research proposal, the letter of purpose, and the university degree. This is what is waiting for you. This is the community as it is now, and this community is waiting for all the new people that may come from this application. So good luck. I will take just 5 minutes more to go through the application and check for the Italian speaking guys the differences that are here in the qualifications. If you have the Italian one, you will have to choose if it's corso di laurea specialistica, corso in vecchio ordinamento o diploma universitario di vecchio ordinamento. After this, you will have to put in the university where you have been, and you will have to check if there is. Also, the measure that for Italy is coded here, the date and the academic year. So you don't have to a different grading base rather than the 110. So for all the other things is the same for all the applicants. I hope I have not been too heavy on the procedures, but the last thing I have to say at the moment before your questions is that community is waiting for you too.
Thank you, Fabio. Fantastic. I think it was a really good presentation and usable. I hope it will be helpful for all of you. We can now open the session about questions and answers. We'll first go to give the permission to talk to those who raised their hands. You have the button in the bottom part. Meanwhile, you can write your questions also in the Q&A session. Chiara is already typing many answers, and we'll try to manage while we talk also with the questions in the Q&A. So let me give the floor to Nader Amir Fares. Nader, you can talk. You are okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello. Can you hear me?
Very well.
Okay, great. I'm applying for this program, and I'm from Tunisia. And so I have a foreign academic degree, as you see. But my program in Tunisia is very specific because I have an engineering degree. I don't know if you know the program, how it is in Tunisia. For the engineering, we have masters and engineering cycles that are very different. And for the engineering cycle, before it, I need to pass 2 years of preparatory cycle, which is a national exam where there is not grades, but by ranking. We achieve by ranking because usually we cannot finish the exam, and we have usually low grades, but we are assessed by the ranking. And after that, I have studied an engineering cycle. Okay, I have done the equivalence of my diploma, which is 5 years after the maturità in Italian. I have done the Dichiarazione di Valori. And when I finished my engineering degree, I got accepted in CM Bari, if you know it. It's like an institution for research in Bari, but it's not an Italian institution. I guess it's an international center. Okay. So I have the diploma from CM Bari in a topic relative to the sustainability, and I have my diploma from my country. When I apply, I in the form I have filled both. I have put my university plus the diploma that I had in CM Bari. And for the topic, I have used the topic that I had in my thesis because it's closer to the topic that I had in my country. Is it right, or should I modify a bit my application?
I let Fabio answer because I see that he knows the answer.
No, Nadia, it sounds good to us. We will have to check the documents, but for what you have described, this is okay.
Okay, because for the grading system, I have put the grade that I got in the Master of Science, not the grade that I got in the engineering. Because yes.
Sorry, Nadir, if you uploaded the Master in Science and the grade of the Master in Science, is everything okay?
Okay, so for when I upload the documents, I should put the Dichiarazione di Valori and the Master of Science that I had in Italy, which is in English already.
If you have other documents you would like to submit, go to the final page, to page 6 of 6. At the end, you can upload other documents if you think that they must be of help for the committee.
No, sorry, because in the academic qualifications, I guess I should put my engineering degree and then my Master of Science together, I guess, right? Okay,
you can do it together, or you can do it one there and the other in the other attachment.
Okay, so the Master of Science is enough for the academic qualifications.
Yes.
But it is in Bari, but I'm applying as a foreign student because now I'm back to Tunisia, right?
Yes,
There's no problem in that?
No problem at all.
Okay, thank you a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And may I suggest you to make questions as short as possible, but not refer to specific cases, but to try to generalize the questions. So I see Martina Farinella. Martina, you can talk. Martina, can you hear us? Okay, while Martina is... Okay,
can you hear
go
me?
ahead. Yes,
yes, ciao Martina, you were muted.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I have two questions. One more related to the application process and the other one more related to the program in general. So in terms of the application process, I wanted to ask if it's possible to start doing the application and then, for instance, stop and continue at a later moment and save the, the changes done so far. And also if it's possible to modify the application after the submission, if, for instance, we made an error or something like that. So this is about the application.
Okay, so about the editing of the application, there is no problem until you do not submit it. You will have in your dashboard the button to edit and to check again all the procedure. After that, when you have submitted, you can retire let's say the application if you have put it on the wrong things or wrong titles or so on, and resubmit it again.
Okay.
When you have pressed submit and you have received your email, if you would like to change something in the application, you need to delete the application and start all over again.
Okay, thanks.
And you had another question, Martina.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, because during the last meeting, I attended the last webinar. I remember that you mentioned that maybe there will be another round of applications, and I wanted to ask, I mean, what's the difference between this round and the next round? And if we applied to this round, are we able to apply also to the other round? So
yeah. Okay, thank you for this question. It gives me the opportunity to clarify. So we will have a second call for application. We will open it at the beginning of July. We schedule to open it around the 5th of July, and it will close on the 4th of August, okay? The second call will be exactly on the same PhD, will be exactly the same program. You will find exactly the same structure. You will choose one curriculum, and then within that curriculum, you can find some scholarships. The difference is that the scholarships listed there, they will be, for most of them, if not all, it is a schedule, an internship period in a company, in a private company, because our government funded a type of scholarship co-funded with the private companies, okay? Because the idea is to make the PhD a title evaluated and valued not only in the academic world, in the academic system, but also outside. So we try to facilitate the contact with companies by co-funding PhD scholarships. You will exactly follow the same PhD course, but the difference is that within the 3 years, you will spend at least 6 months of internship in a private company. The private company is co-funding that scholarship, and this means that is also very interested to the results of your research, and that is a good sign because it means that you probably have the possibility after your PhD to get a position in the private sector, in that company or in other similar companies. This is a way to make PhD titles, you know, a little bit more open than it was in the past to the non-academia system, to the private system. We expect to have about between 15 and 20 scholarships in that call, and you are free to submit a proposal, so to submit an application to apply for both of them. So if you apply for this call, you can apply also to the next call. That is allowed, okay? As soon as we will publish the call for application, the second call, we will send you an email. We have already your email address because you registered for these and the other webinar, and that is a good way for us to keep in contact with you, and we'll send to you any news we have on the call and the information on the scientific research topics.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you, Martina. Thank you. Now we can move to Abdus Samadazad. Abdus, can you hear us? You need to unmute. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mario and Fabio.
Yeah.
And actually, I have 3 questions. First, I want to know, can I select 3 scholarship from 2 curriculum or 3 curriculum? Like suppose if I take 2 scholarship from CU2, and can I select another one from CU3? Is it possible?
Okay, so let me answer to this. No, it's not possible to choose scholarships from different curricula. Right? You need to choose one curriculum, and you can choose up to 3 scholarships within the same curriculum. The reason is more, let's say, for organization purposes that for scientific purposes, because all the curricula are in any case transdisciplinary. We organize the curricula thinking to specific problem and area of research, like for instance, socio-economic risk and impacts, okay? But within the same curriculum, there are research topics in economics, research topics in engineering, research topics in other social sciences, in statistics. So it's a very wide area.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
okay.
You need to apply for one curricula, and when you choose a curriculum, my suggestion is to read carefully the description of the curriculum. And if you have doubt, you can also write to the CU coordinator. In the web page, you can find the CU coordinator email address. Let me share the screen very briefly. If you go here to people, you can see in this part all the names of the PhD coordination committee, and here you see there are the CU coordinators, CU curriculum number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. And my second question is, like in the proposal, it's written that 6 to 12 months a student have to go to abroad, but is it necessary that every student have to go? Like, is it for data collection or something? Or if I do simulation work, do I also need to do some? Just is that my question. I want to know, is it necessary for all the students to go to
I
abroad?
let Fabio answer to this.
If in the scholarship schedule you have the 6 periods of abroad, you must have the 6 periods abroad, because this is something that is related to the government rule that will grant you the scholarship. And in the scholarship, to have the scholarship, you need to accept to go 6 months abroad for your research period.
Okay, thank you. Okay, my last question.
The thing is, sorry, Abdus, if there is nothing on in the scholarship that mentions the period abroad, it may be that it is not too obliged.
Okay, got it. Okay, my last question. My master's degree, it was full-time research, and in our university we get result like category. For example, category 1 means pass, category 2 means minor correction, category 3 means major correction, and so on. And for my case, I got the category 2. It means subject to minor correction. So how can I relate it in the grade system, or how can I fill the portal? Because it's I have seen it's written in the grading system. So that was my last question actually.
Chiara, correct me if I'm wrong. This is the case where you need to have the declaration of value. Okay, don't worry. Go on with Abdus, if you have to ask for a grading system or a table of conversion, where
Yes.
did you put your grading at the moment? Because it is strange for us, we should need a grading reported. I think that you sent over to us the transcript, if I'm not wrong. Okay.
I sent the transcript.
And also, if I'm not wrong, I saw that there is a sort of legenda at the end.
Yeah.
And also that in your CV, you put it the GPA with a number.
That GPA actually for my bachelor, but my for postgraduate, that is category
So,
2.
yes,
That's
so
how
we
I wrote it.
We need to find a way to check if your grading can be converted in numbers at least.
Okay.
So you can ask it to the school if they can disclose a declaration of this.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Abdus, let me add something to this. The reason that we put that section expressed as a ratio is because with the experience of the previous calls, sometimes was impossible to translate the score into any other international score because we didn't know the base of the grading. So for instance, sometimes we receive a grade of 3, but we didn't know 3 out of what. Okay, one thing is 3 out of 4, one thing is 3 out of 6, for instance. Okay, and we know also there are systems, the systems are very different. There are systems expressed with, for instance, letters like A, B, C, D, E. So my suggestion is in that case to count how many gradings you have and to scale your in these numbers. So if you have B, and the scale is A, B, C, D, E, F, then you put 4 out of 5, okay? Because for us, it's important to translate that score into one system. We will use the Italian system because it is our system in Italy, but in any case, we need to translate in a ratio any score.
Okay, so just for my knowledge, can I write 2 out of 5, something like that? Just I'm asking suggestion from all of you.
Yeah, be careful because when you write 2 out of 5, you are, it means low. Okay, high is 5, 1 is low.
But
okay,
here opposite actually, like 5 is fail and 1 is pass. So this way it is going descending order.
Yeah, but
Yes.
when you express in a ratio, if you reach 100% is the maximum. If you go towards 0 is the minimum. So when you express in a ratio, if you are close to the upper part, you need to put a number which is high divided a number which is the maximum of the gradings.
Okay, I'll try to do some research on that. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I'm taking too much time. Sorry for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Let's
everyone.
move to Elliot. Elliot, can you talk? Elliot, can you hear us? You have to unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You're right. I also have similar questions to the previous one, but I will resort to the first one is, where do we upload the diploma supplement? Because there is where we have to upload a certificate and a transcript, but I didn't see where to upload a diploma supplement.
Elliot, good morning. If you have it beforehand, you can upload it in the other attachments. If you don't have it beforehand, don't worry, we will ask for it after the submission. Do you have it beforehand?
Elliot?
Elliot,
Yes, I already have the diploma supplement.
okay, so it goes in the other attachment at the end of the form.
Okay, thank you. Now we move to Marta Cusa. Marta, you can unmute yourself and talk.
Yes, can you hear me?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you. I have 3 questions. One is related to the documentation related to the master degree. Is it okay to upload the diploma supplement, or you need a self-declaration? Because yeah, I have not understood this point.
We need both.
Ah, okay. So I take the diploma supplement, and in the end I write by hand the elements and
You can do, yes, Marta, you can do that, or you can upload one document in the qualification and the other in the other attachments.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. The other question is related, before you mentioned that we have to declare if we have received other funding related to the research. Could you explain, please, this point a little more? If it, my specific question is that if it refers only to the Italian assegni di ricerca, or also, I don't know, if I have a,
Yes,
if I have a collaboration with a foundation is not included, right?
Sorry, maybe I was a little too fast. Yes, it's the Italian.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so
Because,
only
let
these,
me-
okay.
Yeah, let me explain. Basically, there is a law in England, in Italy, that when you have a postdoc or a scholarship fellowship, a research fellowship like assegno di ricerca,
Okay.
we have to know before, because in Italy you cannot keep both the assegno di ricerca, the research fellowship, and the PhD scholarship. That's why we are obliged to ask you to declare whether you have already a research fellowship. But that refers just to assegni di ricerca.
Okay, perfect.
No other type of contracts are interesting. That is a bureaucracy.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. And the last question is related to the fact if you already know about the possibility also for next year to have this PhD program, or because at the really beginning I remember that the idea was for these 3 years of 3 cycles. So my question is, is this? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we are already recognized by the ministry as a PhD course for the 3 cycles, but starting from last year. So last year is the first,
Okay.
this year is the second, and next year will be the third.
Okay.
This does not mean that we will not proceed even further, because we need to resubmit an application for the next 3 cycles. But the next one, which is in numbers 40, the 40th cycle, it is already, we are already okay. Let me open a parenthesis. The reason we call this cycle number 37, 38, 39 is because we started to number the PhD since the PhD was established in Italy in 1982-83. So for this reason, this cycle you are applied to is 39, and the next one will be 40. And that is the same for all the Italian PhD courses. I just say that because it seems that is a mysterious number that we use.
Yeah. In fact, I discovered also this point because I didn't understand where it came from. But
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Very well. Let's move to Mohammad Awais. Mohammad, you can talk. Mohammad Awais, you can talk. If you have to unmute yourself. Otherwise, we can now move to Mohammad Utsaif.
No, sorry, Mario.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello,
Mohammed.
you have a very low volume, but we can hear you.
Am I audible? Hello.
Yeah, you can talk.
Actually, Professor, I have 3 questions. I'm from
Unfortunately,
Pakistan.
No,
Mohammed,
Mohammed, sorry,
try to find a better place because we cannot hear you very well. Let's move to Mohammed Utsaifa.
Yes, thank you very much, Prof. It was really nice. And I have already gone through everything, every detail, and but I have only minor questions. First, as you told us, Fabio, Prof, you told us about the degrees of the graduated students. How about the students which are still the students, what they will upload in the form of the degrees? Number one. And number two is, how about the fee? There is no application fee, I think, for this.
Okay, thank you. I let Fabio answer. Fabio, you are mute.
Sorry, Mohammed. I start from the last one. No, there is no fee.
Okay.
It may sound strange, but it's true. There is no fee.
Yeah, because usually with the Pika, Chincha, we have to pay fees. So
No fee for the SDC program. And to answer to your first question, if I understood correctly, you will have to upload a sort of transcript of the exams taken with the medium of the votes, and you have to complete and get the graduation within the 20th of December.
okay, perfect. And I am a master's student, international student at Unibo, Bologna.
Okay.
And my bachelor's is like from Pakistan. I have DOV, Declarazione di Valore.
Yes.
For bachelor's, do I need something for master's?
No, you have a master in Italy, correct?
Yes. I am.
No, we don't need
it.
You need just a self-declaration. When you go to your university platform, usually there is a way to produce a self-declaration form. They directly print for you with the title, with all the exams that you got, and that is a
self-declaration
that you just need to sign and upload. Okay.
Maybe if you still have your university credentials, you can go in your reserved area and download the self-declaration, I think.
Yes, student online. So and I ask a specific question in the chat, like unfortunately my passport will be expiring next month, and I have a valid student residence permit, a permesso di soggiorno. So can I apply with the expired passport and a valid permesso di soggiorno, and once the new passport will come, then I will submit that again?
I think we don't have any other option.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
think the ID should be valid at the time of the submission. I asked to Chiara. Chiara, is okay if you apply with a passport which is still valid on the date you submit the application?
No, it will not be. It will be expired in next week, and
okay. So in any case, okay, it's not possible. Okay, I understand.
So if you can rush the process, upload everything before, or on the other way, you still have up to the 17th of July. When you have the appointment for the passport?
Sorry?
When you have booked the appointment booked for the passport?
On the Monday.
Okay. So
okay. In case, please upload the receipt that they give you for the passport submission. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Let's go back to Mohammad Awais. Can you try to talk now, Mohammad Awais? No.
Muhammad, if you have some questions, please drop an email to phd-sdc.it@uspavia.it.
Okay, now let's move to Speciosa Nambuse. Speciosa Nambuse. You can talk.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Okay, my question is, I'm in the process of finishing my.
We lost you. Speciosa? Can you hear us?
Masters. I'm going to be finishing in
Sorry,
August.
Speciosa, we lost
And
you.
right
Can
now, I
Speciosa?
don't have a full documentation of my results. I've finished certificate.
We lost you. You need to.
Hello.
Unfortunately, the connection is not good. Can you try to repeat, please?
Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Try now. No.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, but try to talk. No. I'm sorry.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you. You can go ahead. Okay, I think we need to, while she's trying to solve the connection problems, let's move to the question and answers. Most of the questions have been already answered by Chiara while we were talking. Let me go through the open questions.
Hello.
Yes, Speciosa.
Yes, I'm saying that I'm in the process.
No, I'm sorry, we cannot hear you. My suggestion is to write your questions in the Q&A. Try to write your questions there. I'm sorry, but we cannot hear you.
Mario, I think that Muhammad has some problems to unmute himself. Has he been muted by someone of us?
Okay. Let's go to the Q&A. Nicola Marcia asked if one is doing the PhD in one of the affiliate university, can he compete for the PhD of Pavia and choose as a host university the same university in which this one is currently doing the PhD? No, because if you let me try to answer. If you have already a PhD scholarship, you cannot accept another PhD scholarship in another university. And if you renounce a PhD scholarship in the Italian system, you cannot get another PhD scholarship in a university in Italy, unfortunately, Nicola. Then Gopal Bandari asked, I have 2 master's degree in agriculture, etymology, and agronomy under the curriculum 5. May I submit both degrees certificates or I need to choose only one? Yeah, you can submit both of them. One in the first session where Fabio was showing, and the other one as extra attachments. Abdus asked, I just searched and found, okay, probably that is okay, Abdus, that translation. So A is more than 70%, B is between 60 and 69, and so on. That's okay, Abdus. Another question, I have a diploma certificate and transcript for my master degree. Is it okay if I don't have a diploma supplement? Yes, you can send a diploma supplement after the call has ended. Valerian Delicato, research grants only need to be entered if they are ongoing, right? Could expired one only go on the CV? Yes. Yes, exactly. On the CV, you can report your research. Then, Sara Brunoni, do I have to upload all the exams I've made, even in the bachelor or just in the master degree? Master degree is enough, but I suggest you, if you have already the list of exams in the bachelor, you can upload, but it is necessary for just the master degree. I am from Pakistan. I have 10 years of experience in finance industry. I want to apply for the PhD. I have observed that candidates with industry experience are not encouraged. Further, Pakistani candidates are rated in lower scores in scorecards. Please guide how to get in the race, as I have no publication but ELTs with 7 bands and 10 years of industry experience. Okay, Mohammad, absolutely, there is no difference between the countries and the races. So we evaluate candidates based just on their scientific qualifications. No difference in terms of age, race, countries, gender. Absolutely, absolutely. This is a PhD about sustainability, but we, of course, keep in mind the importance of equality, okay? My suggestion is to prepare very well your application, to not forget any of your qualifications, to specify in your CV all the experience that you have. Moreover, industry experience is evaluated because we have qualifications on scientific and professional experience. So it is also encouraged for candidates coming from industry to apply to our PhD. Another question, can we add the references we use for the research proposal? Absolutely, you have to list all the references. That is absolutely mandatory, because when you cite a reference, you need also to report the reference in the research proposal. All my courses are taught in English, and I'm from India. Do I have to upload any English proficiency certificate? No, but we will assess your English level during the oral interview. Please, are we supposed to choose the supervisors as we are choosing project topics? Okay, let me clarify that. In the research topics, you will find a reference person. The reference person is the person, professor or researcher, who proposed that research topics and who most of the time funded the research topics. Is not yet the supervisor, because the supervisor is nominated by the scientific board based on the candidate experience and the candidate skills, and based also on the research proposal. Most of the time, the reference person of a scholarship will be the supervisor, because it's the person who know at best their research topics, as in, and it is an expert. But that is not always the case. Sometimes the scientific board nominated different supervisors suggested by the reference person, for instance, okay? But you do not need to choose at this time the supervisor. You are applying to a research topics. The supervisor will be nominated within the first year of PhD. Is not nominated soon. It will be nominated during the first year, because the scientific board need to assess all these features. Bina Gimeyer, another question is, how much is the monthly salary for a PhD position? So the net amount of the salary is about 1,200 euro. That is the net out of the taxes and all the social and security fees, okay? So the net amount is 1,200 approximately. Bina Gimai, what is the major point for selection, like high scoring proposal interview? Is it just the proposal prepared, or does it base any social factors or study area proposed for studying? I secured 45 in previous year in proposal, but less during interview. I didn't get selected for opted research topic. Can you clarify more? Okay, so the score system is the following. We give 20 points for scientific qualifications, like the CV and all the experience. We give 40 points to the research proposals and letter of purpose, and we give other 40 points to the oral interview. So this means that you can pass the first evaluation, which is based on qualifications, and we evaluate qualifications, research proposal, letter of purpose, with a minimum score of 35. Then when you go to the oral interview, you can aim to a maximum of 40 points, but you need to go above 25 point minimum. Okay, so this is the system. It happens that some candidates may pass the first step, the qualification step, but may fail the oral interview. I'm sorry, but unfortunately it could happen. Okay. Ginevra Coletti, does the references have to be part of the 2000? No, is 2000 plus the references. 2000 characters. Yeah. What is the major point for selection, like high scoring proposal interview? Is it just the proposal? No, I already read that. Let me see if can we add the reference here? Okay, please, are we supposed to choose the supervisor? Okay, hello Omar. I think probably. Okay, which type of permesso di soggiorno do PhD students get? Can we change our permesso di soggiorno on the basis of PhD income scholarship? I don't know this answer, so I ask to Fabio Chiara. Fabio?
I'm trying to answer to this anonymous. Sorry, I don't know how you, what is your name, so I cannot have a better contact. The permesso di soggiorno is the one that you get through universitaly.it. You have to apply to the platform, and then you will have your permesso for study, and it will be for 1 year, and then you will need to renew it, because the PhD is, yes, it is 3 years, but each year you will have to, let's say, discuss a sort of point of your research, and then a committee will say if you go on the 2nd year or not of the course. So the permit of stay will be of 12 months each time you apply to it. So only go to Universitaly, follow the instructions, and the embassy and the consulate and the Italian prefettura will head there to give you all the information.
Very well. There are other questions from the participants, from the attendee, and I give the permission to talk to Jimmy Owani. Jimmy?
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Thank you very much for the brief. I've seen the 4 questions have been answered, but I'm more interested in the last one, which is related to article number 10 about limitations on other employment. In case I'm already in Italy here working, and I'm interested in doing the PhD, and I have the flexibility of working and at the same time doing the PhD. Is it possible to do so, or it's really strictly that there should be no employment?
Jimmy, the government regulation states that the PhD is a full-time commitment. So you cannot have, let's say, an employment as a work, you cannot work for another company. You need to have the full-time for your research. This said, we have the scientific board that can approve for you some, let's say, some external work from the PhD, if that work is related to your research topic and profitable for your research. But if, let's say, I am a driver and I would like to take the PhD, I need to stop the work as a driver.
Now, okay, just to be specific. Now,
Yes.
if I'm working for, say, FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, and it's related to the curriculum number 5, which is agriculture, and I want to do some research, is it possible to do so? And I think that also improves the collaboration between the university and also the FAO and organization.
No, I think that you will have to stop for the PhD period to work there. You will be suspended from there. If not, you cannot have the scholarship and have the PhD.
Okay, when you talk
On
about
the other way around, we can work with an agreement for a period of time.
Because I think it's tricky for the lectures, maybe it's okay, but it's tricky maybe during research. But
Yes,
if
the
there's flexibility, as
No,
I said,
Jimmy, yes, sorry. The thing that you are referring to is the industrial PhD course, and this is not an industrial one at the moment.
okay, I see Mario wanted to say something, but
Okay, thank you. And there was another question about the scholarship, if it covers the airline ticket. So let me specify. So the salary, the PhD scholarships is a salary that is given to you to spend that money as you like, for the rent, for your living expenses, for your accommodation, anything that you need in order to attend your PhD course. On top of that, you have also a research budget. The research budget is a personal budget of about 9,700 euro over the 3 years. So it's approximately 3,200 and so every year. And that budget is to cover the research expenses. For instance, if you buy a flight ticket to go from your host university to a city where there is a scientific conference, these expenses can be reimbursed with your research budget. Okay. We cannot cover with this budget your personal expenses. If you want to go home from your host university for holiday, for Christmas holiday, for instance, or for any other type of reasons, and you want to buy a ticket to go back home, that is not for research purposes. For personal purposes, you are more than welcome to go home, but these expenses cannot be reimbursed with the research budget. So I hope I'm clear. The research budget is an asset that you can use for your research, to conduct your research. I see another question from Minani Abel. Minani, you can talk. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much for giving me the floor. The question I was asking, my master's degree is from Uganda, and all courses were taken in English. I can see that I already have an answer from Kiara. I was asking about transcript, whether I should submit the transcript from the undergraduate level, which was taken in French. She said that I don't need to submit transcripts from the undergraduate.
No, you don't need to submit the transcript. You just have to submit the final title.
Minani? Is it clear? Minani? Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
You
I
heard
have
the answer?
some connection issues.
Okay, you only have to upload the title and the score, no transcript
Okay, thank you.
in your case, okay?
The other question is about my passport as well. It is going to expire in September, around 11th, but I hope to get a new one. Is that a problem as well?
In September is a problem that we will check in August or September. Don't worry about that. But
Thank you.
anyway, as I was saying before to another, as an answer to another question, please do it with the passport you have, obviously, but please send over to us, drop us an email, do whatever you can, a line or something like that, when you have the submission for the new one.
Okay.
Okay.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
very well. We have Priyadarshi Maurya, who would like to make a question. Priyadarshi. Sorry for my bad pronunciation. Priyadarshi.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah.
Help me to understand better your question.
Priyadarshi, sorry, we cannot hear you very well. The connection is not good. Can you try again?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Greetings from India, sir.
I'm sorry, but we cannot hear you. So can you write?
Greetings from India, sir.
No, unfortunately, we cannot hear you. Can you write in the question and answers, please?
Yeah, hello, sir.
I'm sorry.
Audible now?
Yeah, no.
Hello.
Try now. Yes, try now. Now it's better.
Am I audible right now?
No, I'm sorry, Priyadarshi, but we cannot hear you very well.
Am I audible right now?
No, Priyadarshi, sorry, we cannot hear you very well. So can you write, please, in the question and answers? So we try you ask about the study area during a PhD. So the study area, probably the area, not in the scientific area, but you mean the geographic area. Yeah, okay. About the geographic area, there are different research topics that can be applied in different countries. Some of the research topics already specify in which country you might probably apply your research, but that is a matter that you can agree with your supervisor. We are not limited to a study area, okay? Some scholarship probably for the research feature you would like to study might be connected with a specific area within which there are already data available, for instance, or there are characteristics of the land, or characteristics of the climate, or characteristics of the specific urban environment there that might be of interest of your research topic. But in general, the study area intended as the geographic area is not a limit. Let me also answer to a question about the internship. So you might probably find in the research topic description that in your research topic there is a schedule, plan, a period of internship. The period of internship could be in a public institution or in a research institution. Okay, for the second call will open in July. The internship is in a private company, is another type of scholarship. But for this call, most of the cases is a public institution, a research center, or any other entity who provided already the availability to host you for a period of internship between 6 months and 12 months. that period is part of your research training because the reference person thought that was very useful to spend a period in that institution in order, for instance, to apply your research or to better collect data or to try to simulate the results in a real application. Okay, that is the meaning of an internship. Some scholarship have already this internship plan, other no. It depends on the topic. Okay, I think
Mario, I think that if he is still online, there was Mohamed from Unibo that would ask something more from the Q&A.
okay.
If he is still online, maybe we can.
Mohamed
Make him.
You can talk.
Yes, Prof, I'm online. Thank you very much. I just wanted to add, as you told about the other employment on PhD, other than that, but as we get permesso di soggiorno, residence permit, di studiare, per studiare, so according to rules of permesso di soggiorno, we are allowed to work for part-time, massimo 20 ore, so 20 hours a week. That is I mean, so if we are doing a PhD and according to these rules or laws, we want to work part-time, is that possible? Because it's not possible to get more income than the scholarship if we work part-time according to that 4 hours per day window or 20-hour per week window.
Accordingly to the government, this is not possible. It's not possible to have a part-time and the PhD full-time. But as I said before, if you have some, let's say, paid activities related to your research journey and your research project and your research field, you can apply for this work and work some hours only if they are related to your research project, because the PhD is paying you the scholarship for a full-time commitment.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, thank you very much, Mohamed. Thank you, all of you. I think we went through probably most of the questions. I see another question by Banan. Banan, Bestman, Banan. Banan, can you talk? Yes. Bana, I see you are unmuted yourself, but we cannot hear you. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to close now. It's an hour and a half for webinar, so it was very, very useful for us to know your questions, and I hope it is very helpful for you, this type of webinars. We will upload this webinar on the YouTube channel, okay? On the YouTube channel, where you can find also the first webinar we got 10 days ago. Let me copy again the links. The links are here, okay? So take note of the links, useful links, and the first info webinar was about the PhD in general and a description of all the documents we went through on the platform. I ask you, if possible, to read carefully the call for application and to watch the 2 webinars before writing emails, especially if you want just a confirmation, because sometimes during this period it's very hard to answer to all the questions. So make sure first to read the call and to watch the webinars before asking again questions. We of course are very available and happy to answer but to give priority to those questions who actually needed assistance. Please try to avoid questions already answered, okay? Let me thank again Fabio and Chiara. As you see, they are wonderful person. They are very, very happy to help you. They assist you during this process. And I suggest you to avoid submitting your proposal the last days, the last 2 days, I would say. If the deadline is the 17th of July, try to finish everything by the 15th of July, because you may encounter problems, but also because the server could be overloaded during the last 2 days. Last year, for instance, we had a blackout because in the last 2 hours, there were 600 submissions the 600 persons wanted to submit at the same time. And unfortunately, when we closed the platform, there were many of them still in the queue. So please try to avoid that by submitting your proposal some days before the official deadline. Of course, the official deadline is valid, but unfortunately, there are things out of our control, and we cannot do nothing. We cannot do anything when there is such an overload. Okay, it's really difficult to manage in that case. Try to avoid that. Some of you suggested to organize another webinar to guide you on the research proposal. Okay, I think that could be useful for those who are still under preparation of the research proposal for the in the first week of July. We got your email address, so we will send you the notice about the new webinar, and we will send you also the links to the previous 2 webinars in our YouTube channel. You can browse our YouTube channel. I suggest you also to, if not yet, if you didn't yet got any subscription in our newsletter, you can go in our website and subscribe our newsletter in order to avoid to lose any news. And again, let me thank Fabio, Chiara, and all of you for attending this webinar. See you. Bye.